We're now going to look at using variables. Variables can be used inside a main routine, a procedure, or a function. I'm going to use them in a main. Elan draws a distinction between declaring a variable and reassigning a variable. And we declare a variable, that means create a new one, using the var keyword, a var frame, if you like. And here's a var frame, and I need to give it a name for the variable, which must follow the rules of all Elan identifiers in that they must begin with a lowercase letter. You're encouraged to use not just single letters most of the time, but to make the names longer so that they're more self-explanatory. And so I'm going to define one called result here. Elan also requires that when declaring a variable, you must specify its initial value. And so I'm going to just set result to 0. It can never not have a value. And I can use my new variable in expressions, or I can print it out with result and so on. Now, a variable is the name of a value that may be changed. And in Elan, we change the value, which is to say we assign it or reassign it using the set frame. And I had to type 2 letters there to distinguish set from switch. And so now in a set, I would say set result to, and I can define an expression that could be 3 plus 4. Now, variables in Elan are statically typed. They take the type of the initial value that you provide them with. So because that was 0 here, the type of result is an integer. And so I can assign any integer, I can calculate any integer and put it into result. But if I were to try and assign 3.1, then that will parse, but I'm going to get a compile error telling me that it's incompatible to try to put a floating point number into a variable that is an int. Same thing would happen if I tried to put a string into that. That will initially parse, but it will not compile. The types of string and int are not compatible. So it must remain literal or a calculated integer result.